Is there anything better than a movie about giant robots fighting giant monster aliens? Answer: no. Hey guys, it's Zach. So Wednesday night, I went to the movie theaters to see Pacific Rim, and I gotta say, it's one of probably the best monster robot movies I've seen in a fairly long time. The idea behind the movie is that in the near future, like 2020, these giant monster alien creatures called kaijus, or kaijus, however you want to pronounce it, start coming to Earth through like a portal-like rift in the floor of the Pacific Ocean. Humanity and civilization has grown so much in the next, apparently, 7 years that they design and build these giant robots called Jaegers to fight the kaijus so that they don't, rip humanity to shreds and destroy the Earth. The main character is he's a pilot of a Jaeger, and he's taken a few years off, but he comes back in this movie to do apparently what none of the modern Jaegers can do. So he brings his old antique robot back, but he's partnered with somebody else, and together they're the ones that save the world. I'm going to tell you what I liked, what I didn't like, and some stuff that was half and half. Liked it, didn't like it, it's so-so. First thing I liked, that's pretty much a given, it's giant robots and giant monsters. You can't get much better than that. Second thing I liked is that the Jaegers, they're controlled by two people through like a neural bridge mind synchronization type system that one person controls the right side of the body with the right hemisphere of their brain, and the other person controls the left side of the body with the left hemisphere of the brain. So I'm sure there's a lesson about working together in there somewhere, because Hollywood does that a lot. But in this movie, I thought it was really clever of them. One character I really liked, besides the main guy, of course, is this character named Moko. She's a female trainee pilot of the Jaegers, and so in the movie, she's seen as the underdog, kind of, well, I don't know if this girl can do it or not, but she delivers. The former pilot who comes back to fight the Jaegers once again, the whole government or group that runs the Jaegers and runs the system still has his first robot named Gypsy. And the thing I really like about Gypsy, besides the fact that she's the only one who can actually win and defeat the kaijus, she's got a plasma cannon on her arm. Like, who doesn't love a plasma cannon on a giant robot? I know I do. During one of the battles with a kaiju, you know how most monsters have like fire breath or just like ice breath kind of thing? This kaiju spewed acid. I mean, don't get me wrong, it was pretty bad that it spewed acid on the good guys, but still, it spewed acid, and I thought it was pretty neat. I really liked how throughout the movie, when Moko goes into the Jaeger, that since she's a trainee, she doesn't quite have control over it and doesn't know what to expect. So she kind of freaks out a little bit and goes to a flashback of her memory, and that reveals like her character's backstory. And I really like that part because it's nice when you can have some backstory to a character within, like, during a critical moment in the film. I don't know, I don't want to say it puts it under pressure, but I thought it was a clever idea to put her backstory in like that. One of the other characters that controls another Jaeger, he doesn't get along with the main character very well, but he has a dog. Looks like a pit bull, maybe? I don't know. But, no, not pit bull, bulldog. Yeah, bulldog. He had a bulldog in the movie that kind of took everywhere with him. and I'm a huge dog lover, so thankfully the dog wasn't harmed at all. Dog was only in for a few minutes here and there in the movie, so not really a big enough character to actually make sense, I guess. I don't know. Now for the stuff that I didn't like. The flow of the movie seemed a little bit too cliche for me. I mean, you have a former experienced guy coming in after a long time, which has happened in quite a number of movies, I'm sure. There's a current hothead character who's like now the main guy who runs this stuff, and he doesn't like the main character very much. Again, seen in a lot of movies nowadays. The underestimated character, in this case Moko, shows off her skills and is rejected. Seen that in a few. Along the way, the problem or like a situation occurs that only the OG original generation pilot and the kick-ass noob can fix. That it's a nice concept. I've seen it way too much. Another thing that I didn't really like about this movie too much is that nearly all the fight scenes are in the water, which doesn't allow for much very stimulating visual perspective. I mean, like, if a Jaeger goes and punches a kaiju, then you don't see it very well, and there's not a big reaction because the water's in the way, and it's put, like, if a kaiju gets punched this way, and then the water's coming this way, you basically see this, which I didn't find very, I didn't like it at all. Now for the stuff that I kind of liked, but on the same level, or on somewhat of a similar level, I didn't like too much. There was an intro scene before the movie even started that revealed the backstory of the original pilot, who ends up being the hero. And I wasn't a big fan of that, but I knew it would have to happen, because if it didn't happen, you wouldn't understand why the original experienced pilot left and then he came back. So it was necessary, but I've just seen it in way too many movies. A lot of characters appear to die in this movie, but it turns out that through some hilarity or just by the grace of, I don't know, but by the grace of the director, he decided, okay, I'm not going to kill this guy off, I'm going to let him live, and everyone, like, just make them think they're even more higher up on their podium than I guess they already are. Then there's the after credit scene, which is, I'm sure, every movie these days has one of these. Sometimes it reveals something about the characters that can be vital to the story, or just gives a nice little closure at the very end. And then you get stuff that just, it's seen as comedic, but on another level, it looks really, really pointless. Case in point, character appears to die early in, well, not early in the movie, maybe halfway through the movie. He's not a very big character. He's just a side character, and he appears to be dead, but then after credits, he turns out to be alive and gives a funny line, and then the credits just keep rolling. I personally actually wanted him to get eaten by the kaiju and not come back. But I didn't get that. Would I recommend this movie? Absolutely. If it hasn't already left theaters, go see it. The inner geek in you will love it. There are giant monsters, giant robots, they're fighting each other. It's, I'd go so far as to say it's every geek's dream to watch giant robots and giant monsters just duke it out and kick each other in the ass. If I have to give a rating to this movie, which I don't take too seriously because, hey, it's my opinion. My opinions aren't your guys' opinions. But if I had to rate this movie out of, let's say, 5, I'd give it maybe like 3.2. it wasn't like top-notch movie that I've seen this year, but it satisfied me, and then it did a little more, so like 3.2, 3.4, that's my rating for it. If you guys go see Pacific Rim, or you watch it when it comes out on DVD and Blu-ray, let me know what you think. Let me know if you liked it, you didn't like it, what you liked about it, and just connect with me. Tell me, hey, I thought you were completely wrong. This movie sucks. Which I really hope no one's going to say that, because this movie's pretty awesome. If you like this video, make sure to punch the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I put out new ones. I'm looking to put out new videos at least one a week, maybe a couple more. I've got a few segments that I do now, so you can look for me there. Also, follow me on Twitter at ZXK77. Like my Facebook page, ZXK77. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.